The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started cooking with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother, so that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Homered in the first, his third leadoff home run in the postseason. Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani! Wow! Up and over the roof! A majestic blast! Ohtani drops jaws everywhere! And it's 4-0 Dodgers!
117 off the bat, 469 feet. He is the first Dodger to ever have two multi-home run games in the same postseason.
Roof is open. We've got somewhat clear skies overhead and zero humidity. Boy, it almost feels a little fall-like coming up here this time of year. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups. They are presented to you by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. Start your cancer game plan today at stelizabeth.com/Reds. And we begin with Terry Francona's visiting Reds. The Reds come into play today, 45-53 on the season. The Reds 6 games out of a wild card spot right now, but taking 2 out of 3 in Colorado before coming here to Seattle. Leading off, playing shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz, hitting second. The first baseman, Sal Stewart. J.J. Bleday plays left field and hits third. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Spencer Steer. Eugenio Suarez will DH and hit fifth. Batting sixth, the catcher, Tyler Stevenson. Dane Myers is the center fielder. He hits seventh. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Edwin Arroyo, and Key Brian Hayes will play third base and bat ninth. On the mound for the Reds is Andrew Abbott. Again, De La Cruz, Stewart, Bleday, Steer, Suarez, Stevenson, Myers, Arroyo, and Hayes with Abbott pitching. Now for the Seattle Mariners. They are managed by Dan Wilson, leading things off. The left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Julio Rodriguez plays center field and hits second. Batting third, the designated hitter, Dominic Canzone. Cal Raleigh will catch and bat fourth. Hitting fifth, the first baseman, Josh Naylor. Cole Young plays second base and hits sixth. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Victor Robles. Buddy Kennedy will play third base and hit eighth, and batting ninth, the shortstop, Colt Emerson. And on the mound for the Mariners tonight, right-hander George Kirby. Again, it's Arozarena, Rodriguez, Canzone, Raleigh, Naylor, Young, Robles, Kennedy, and Emerson with Kirby pitching. Here's your umpires tonight. At home plate, Dylan Wilson, Chad Fairchild's at first, the crew chief, Bill Miller's at second, and Chad Whitson around at third. Pleased once again tonight to be joined by the crafty left-hander Chris Welsh. Great to be with you here from Seattle. And Chris, could be a pretty fun pitching matchup. The Reds certainly hoping that Andrew Abbott fares a little better than he did heading into the All-Star break.
Well, sometimes I think, Tommy, you get off to a bad start and then it just kind of multiplies on you. I think that's what Abbott do. Andrew Abbott his last time out. But I got to say that this is a very interesting matchup. Both of these young men went to college very close to each other. Andrew Abbott went to the University of Virginia. George Kirby went to Elon College in North Carolina. But what you're going to see out of Kirby, I think, is very interesting. He is probably one of the most strike-throwingest pitchers maybe in the history of baseball. He just does not give up free passes at all. He's always in the top 10 in that. He's a big, tall right-hander that throws about 96, and he is always around the strike zone.
Well, I guess you go up to the plate ready to hit, but if you do that, you're probably going to be hitting on his terms. It'll be kind of interesting to see how the Reds hitters try to figure Kirby out today. This is a Mariners team. It's not like the Reds play Seattle a whole lot.
No, they don't. The Reds rely a lot on home runs, and Kirby does throw a lot of strikes. So, if you're looking for a fastball, you're probably going to get one in the first 3 pitches you see.
Well, we saw Ellie very aggressive in Colorado. We'll see if he keeps that approach here in Seattle. It's the Reds and Mariners. Hope you enjoy it. Let's play. First pitch presented by Cincinnati Children's, changing the outcome together. Kirby ready to go out of the windup. Now, hitters will hit Kirby pretty well. As Chris mentioned, he throws a lot of strikes, so therefore he gives up a lot of hits. Opponent batting average up over 280 against him, one of the highest opponent batting averages in baseball. Swinging a tip foul by Ellie De La Cruz. 6:41, our first pitch. A very comfortable 80 degrees is our TempStar game time temperature tonight. Get complete home comfort with the TempStar heating and cooling system. Find your local TempStar dealer at tempstar.com. Now the 0-1 to De La Cruz. A breaking ball hangs off the outside corner to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ellie 1 for 4 in the game yesterday in Colorado. Walked, scored twice in that game. Reached both of his first 2 times up. Ellie is hit safely in 6 straight. Now Kirby's into his windup, and he brings it home, and Ellie swings and hits a little dribbler foul over by the Mariners on deck circle, first base side.
You know, the stat about George Kirby that really just astounds me so much is that 80% of the time the batters that he faced will see 2 strikes in the first 3 pitches. I mean, and no one else is even close.
Kirby's 1-2 pitch, and Ellie takes a breaking ball that dives into the dirt. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Ellie De La Cruz. So 2-2 on Ellie. Switch hitter up there, left-handed. As I mentioned, he has hit safely in 6 straight. He is 11 for 27. That's a 407 mark over that stretch. Now the 2-2 pitch. And Ellie takes off the outside corner. The count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on De La Cruz. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Outfield straight away against De La Cruz. And Kirby's back into his windup and home with a payoff pitch. And Ellie takes a breaking ball that dives down and in. So you talked about it. He doesn't typically walk many, and he walks the leadoff man tonight.
Stop the presses.
So the Reds have their leadoff man on against George Kirby. And a good at bat there by De La Cruz. I've really been impressed with how well he has hit and how good his approach has been out of that leadoff spot.
I think maybe the scouting report may have scared Kirby a little bit because Ellie has been hitting the fastball so well. After those first 3 pitches, everything was a breaking ball.
Now Kirby goes to work against Sal Stewart. First pitch to Stewart. Swung on. It's looped down the right field line in foul territory. Out goes the first baseman, Naylor, and it's just out of his reach as he reaches out trying to make a basket catch with his back to home plate.
Boy, he looked like a linebacker that picked up a fumble and heading for the end zone. That big guy was really moving.
And Naylor, like you said, he's a big guy, but he is tied for their team lead in stolen bases, so he can move a little bit.
He's a smart runner, too.
Ellie's at first, nobody out. 0-1 the count on Sal, hitting .253. 20 home runs, 70 RBIs. That's not just tops among rookies, it's among the major league lead overall. 0-1 on Stewart, and Kirby's home with the 0-1 pitch. A wave and a miss and a high fastball on Sal down to the count 0-2. He is tied for 3rd in all of Major League Baseball in RBIs. He leads National League rookies in home runs and extra base hits, and he's 3rd in OPS. Definitely making a strong case for National League Rookie of the Year. The 0-2 pitch, a wave and a miss and a George Kirby breaking ball, and Sal Stewart is down on strikes. Well, we mentioned that George Kirby throws a lot of strikes. He will give up some hits. Opponents hit pretty well against Kirby, but you look at his numbers, pretty good. A game under 500 overall, 7-8 this year with a 3.76 ERA. 110 innings pitched for him. He has struck out 98 against just the 24 walks coming into tonight's game. First pitch is in for a strike with a breaking ball to J.J. Bleday, and it's 0-1 on the left-handed hitting left fielder.
You know, Kirby is also very consistent in being able to give his ball club 6 innings every time he runs out there.
The right-hander readies at the belt and brings it home to J.J. Bleday. He misses up and away to Bleday. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kirby is 28 years old. This is his first start this year against the Reds, obviously. It's only his 2nd career start against Cincinnati, so not a ton of familiarity here. 1-1 pitch. Ellie started but stopped at first. The pitch misses, a changeup down, and the count's 2 balls and a strike on J.J. Bleday. Bleday has a 9-game hitting streak working. He's hit safely in 12 of his last 13. Kirby's 2-1 pitch. And he leaves a breaking ball way high and outside. And now Bleday way ahead of the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. So pretty good hitting conditions right now for J.J. Bleday. He can be a little selective if he'd like to be. Now this is a big ballpark. It can be tough to drive the ball out of here, but still big gaps. 3-1 pitch. There goes Ellie. And Blade takes a strike. Throw to second. Not in time. The ball rolls away from the shortstop Emerson covering at second, but not far. It stays on the dirt. And Cole Young, the second baseman, quickly to it.
Well, evidently, Ellie's legs are feeling a lot better than they used to. When he went on to just say when the injured list, with a leg injury, he was a guy that didn't come back and started running right away, but he ran a lot in Colorado, and he looked like he was running perfectly fine right there.
15th stolen base of the year for De La Cruz, and now a full count on J.J. Blade. And an inside move. Kirby looking Ellie back to second base, lifting the leg, and then spinning back towards second.
Yeah, not a bad idea, just in case you think that runner may be taking advantage of, going on the first pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Kirby sets. Big lead for Ellie. And the payoff. And Blade swings, whacks one toward left center field. Tailing away from Julio Rodriguez. He can cover some ground, though, and he will make the catch, and a strong throw back into the cutoff man, Emerson. Ellie has to stay at second base, and J.J. Blade is the second out here in the first inning. Rodriguez spent some time on the injured list due to a concussion. And tell you what, he can cover some ground out there in the outfield. Yesterday was his first game back in center field. His first game back off the injured list, he DH'd. But was in center yesterday, back out there again tonight.
He's got a cannon of an arm, and he and Ellie were looking at each other kind of laughing. Ellie saying, I'm not going on that arm.
Spencer Steer takes a look at a first pitch strike. The count is 0-1 on Steer. Steer 0 for 5 yesterday in the series wrap-up in Colorado. A rare hitless game against the Rockies in Colorado, where he has hit so well over his career. Kirby's 0-1 pitch to Steer. Swinging a bouncing ball to third. Backing up to field it is Kennedy. A belt-high hop in the throw on the money to get.
Baker gathers it in, and the AL in a shutout. The American League has now claimed 11 of the last 13 All-Star games.
Vargas sends one deep to left, and a no doubt about it, Vargas second deck bomb.
His father was an absolute stud in Cuba, and now he just homered in the All-Star game.
Baez grounds one towards the middle. Backhand stab by Clement. Heaves a throw and gets him. Wow. Ernie Clement, who's known more for his bat, shows off the glove right here, John.
What a play.
And the American League has pitched the first shutout in the All-Star game in 13 years.
Tough night for the National League hitters.
That's the 15th strikeout. 2-run single, Cody Bellinger. And the American League gets to Sanchez here in the first.
Cody Bellinger, the Ted Williams MVP. There you go, Cody. Congrats. Enjoy it.
Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
With 60 nonstop destinations, CVG will get you from the dugout to your destination in no time. Make CVG your MVP for travel convenience. Visit CVGAirport.com for more information. CVG Airport, connecting you to home runs.
A regular guy with an irregular approach. Scott Sloan, tomorrow morning at 9 on 700 WLW.
Randy Arozarena will lead off the Seattle first inning against Andrew Abbott. And if Andrew Abbott can get through the first, he could probably turn in a pretty nice start. The pitch is up and away for ball 1 to Arozarena, but it's the first inning that has given him fits this year, with his ERA over 7.5 in the opening frame. Left-handers home with the 1-0 pitch to Arozarena. It swung on and fouled back out of play. Originally, J.P. Crawford was in the leadoff spot today against Abbott. He was scratched, and then they put Arozarena up there. Crawford was playing shortstop. Now Colt Emerson celebrating his 21st birthday, handling the shortstop responsibilities. Arozarena skies one in the air, down the line in right. Long run for the right fielder, and Spencer Steer makes the catch up against the side wall, down the right field line in foul territory. And it looked like he might have jammed his left hand into the wall as he made that catch, but he's able to put it away for the first out here in the first inning.
That is a miracle catch, Ray, because he came all the way from right center field. He was in full tilt when he right into the wall that is not very far from that right field line. And as soon as he caught it, his glove kind of crumpled right into the wall.
Kind of making a fist with that left hand out of his glove and grimacing in pain a little bit, still kind of pumping that fist a little bit after making the catch. A swing and a foul at the plate by Julio Rodriguez with nobody on and one man out. Rodriguez, a 3-time All-Star, a couple of Silver Sluggers, won the Rookie of the Year a few years ago. Swinging a ground ball foul into the camera well at the far end of the Reds dugout. And Rodriguez is behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. As I mentioned before, he is fresh off a return from the concussion injured list. Hitting .256 this year, 14 home runs and 41 driven in. He watches a breaking ball miss into his foot. One thing you really don't have to worry much about with Andrew Abbott is for him to drill guys. He just hasn't hit anybody this year. And he is one of only a few pitchers in baseball, his teammate Chase Burns being one of them, that hasn't hit a batter. A wave and a miss and a good changeup away. And Abbott has made quick work of the first 2 Mariners here in the first.
You know, I think one of the reasons why Andrew Abbott hasn't hit anybody is that he rarely pitches right-handers inside. His main strategy is just hit that outside corner, low and away, just like he did right there with the changeup and had Rodriguez chasing.
Now with 2 outs, the batter is Dominic Canzone. Canzone climbing in with the bases empty and 2 outs, scoreless in the first. Abbott's pitch is right in there for a called strike on a fastball, and it's 0-1 on the left-handed hitting Canzone.
The pitch that has really helped Abbott with left-handers this year is that breaking ball, curveball, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. It has been very good.
Now the 0-1, and Canzone takes off the outside corner. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike on Dominic Canzone. Canzone, an Ohio native, went to Walsh Jesuit High School in Cuyahoga Falls. A wave and a miss, and a good breaking ball from Abbott. That was before he went and did his college work at Ohio State, where he eventually became an 8th-round pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Abbott's 1-2 pitch, and Canzone takes strike 3 called. Breaking ball hits the outside corner. Canzone wants to challenge.
Called a strike, batter's challenge.
That is Dylan Wilson, the home plate umpire. It may have just kissed the outside corner knee high. It did not.
Call's overturned. Seattle has 2 challenges remaining.
Ho, 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 ho. Less than 1/10 of an inch. Missed by a pixel and a half off the outside corner knee high. Oh, boy. So Canzone still alive. Still 2 challenges for Seattle in the 2-2 pitch. This one's fouled off back to the left side, out of play. 2-2 on Dominic Canzone and holding. Canzone coming off a good month of June where he hit 6 home runs, the most home runs he's ever hit in any month. Abbott's 2-2 pitch. And again, Canzone. This time puts it in play. Swings at it, rolls it right to the second baseman. Arroyo fields and throws him out. Side retired.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Men of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain. It would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai cubs.
And these
please.
are Thai cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes it special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say? One great play deserves another. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Well, it's not just in Cincinnati where the fans adore Eugenio Suarez. Here in Seattle, it's much of the same. They just played the highlight of his game-winning Game 5 grand slam that he hit. And that was the last time he played in this ballpark. It was the second of 2 runs that he hit in that game. And it lifted Seattle over Toronto in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series last year. First pitch on the way to Eugenio Suarez as he bats for the first time tonight. A wave and a miss for strike 1. And then Cal Raleigh, the Mariners catcher and last year's MVP runner-up, gave Suarez a big high five and a hug at home plate right before he stepped into the box. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Suarez, and it's up and in from Kirby, and the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. He had 2 stints with Seattle after leaving the Reds. Of course, the Reds traded him as part of a deal to Seattle, and then he went to Arizona. And they reacquired him, did the Mariners, from Arizona last year at the deadline. The pitch is cut on and missed. He didn't hit all that well with the Mariners in the last month of the year. But he hit 2 big home runs when it counted in the playoffs. The 1-2 pitch. He goes the other way with a fly ball toward right. Moving that way, Victor Robles nearing the line. He'll make the catch. Routine fly out the other way off the bat of Eugenio Suarez. And there's 1 down in the second. That brings up the hot-hitting Tyler Stevenson. Well, he had a monster day yesterday in Colorado, did Stevenson. Just missed a 3-home-run game. Flew out to deep center field in his second at-bat. And then homered his next time up, and then would later double to right field in that game. Part of a 3-hit game with 3 extra base hits, 3 for 4. He had 3 RBIs. He takes down and away. And now in his last 26 games, Tyler Stevenson is hitting at a .353 clip. The 1-0 pitch. Stevenson takes down too low. Breaking ball that bends below the zone, and he's ahead of the count here 2-0.
You know, it was really catcher's day at Coors Field yesterday because the Rockies catcher Drew Goodman also had a couple of home runs. He had a huge day. Anybody who worked behind the plate had a good day in 95-degree weather.
2-0 pitch swung on and fouled away. So both catchers with multi-home run games yesterday. And keep in mind, the day before that, Jose Trevino homered twice. Reds have had multi-home run efforts now in 3 straight games. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Stevenson. Bases are empty with 1 man out. No score in the second. George Kirby back to work, and the 2-1 pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2.
I actually like this matchup for the Reds because Tyler Stevenson is one of the better high-velocity hitters the Reds have.
Kirby fires, and it's in the dirt outside of the changeup. Full count, 3-2 now on Tyler Stevenson. Second baseman Young shades up the middle. Big hole in the right side of the infield, and the 3-2 pitch. Stevenson swings and fouls it off to the right side.
You know, the one thing we probably don't appreciate very much, Tommy, is how hard it is to catch. And to be out there at Coors Field the way Stevenson has been, you know, it's like doing squats for 3 hours straight while you're twisting and turning, throwing the ball back to the bases and so on. It's really tough to maintain that level game after game. You get on a plane, you come up here to Seattle, and all of a sudden you got a guy throwing 98 miles an hour on the hill.
Kirby back into his windup, and he's home with a payoff pitch. And Stevenson whacks one on a line to center, but it'll hang up for Rodriguez. He'll make the catch. And that's the second out here in the second inning. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Reds Radio Network. With Chris Welsh, I'm Tommy Thaw. Great to be with you here at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Beautiful ballpark here in downtown Seattle. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. And the next door neighbors of the Mariners, the Seattle Seahawks and Lumen Field. Of course, they just got done hosting some World Cup action here in Seattle. The 0-1 pitch off the outside corner to Dane Myers. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Myers. Myers had a good day yesterday. He was on base all 4 times he came to the plate. 2 for 2, a double, 2 walks, scored a run. He takes a strike right over the inside half of the plate, about thigh high, and now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Kirby back into his windup, and the 28-year-old's home with the 1-2 pitch. Myers a swing and a foul tip. Rowley holds up.
The ground and backing up. Bichette. He will two-hop it over, and he is able to get Bohm. Looks at the wall. It's gone into the trees for the 9-hole hitter, Francisco Alvarez.
Strike 3 called inside corner to end the inning. Christian Scott has struck out 7 Phillies through 5 scoreless innings.
Beatty swings and drives one right field to the wall. He'll turn and watch it fly. Brett Beatty, a solo home run, gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. To left, Marsh going back, it's over his head. He turns and it's gone. It snuck over the railing and left. Francisco Alvarez with his 2nd home run of the game. The Mets have clipped Nola twice in the inning.
Off the bat of Trey Turner, deep to left field, and that ball is gone. Home run for Trey Turner, number 11 on the year.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ball in the dirt for Devin Williams. His 14th save this season and the 100th save of his major league career.
For a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule a free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
Cal Raleigh will lead things off for Seattle here in the second inning. Still in that cleanup spot for the Mariners. He's 0 for his last 12. The first pitch to him is a backdoor breaking ball that hangs off the outside corner. The count is 1-0. Hitting only 163 this year, Raleigh. Lowest average in Major League Baseball. The pitch taken a little bit up and away. And it's a 2-ball, no-strike count. Only 9 home runs, 29 driven in. Abbott's 2-0. And a Raleigh swing and foul at home plate. It's kind of crazy when you look at the home run numbers. Because Raleigh, through 100 games last year, already had over 30 home runs. Seattle has played 100 games this year, and he only has 9. He is striking out a boatload. The 2-1 pitch, check swing, and he couldn't hold up. Went around, and the count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, I think anytime you have a banner year like Raleigh had last year, you're bound to have a little bit of a regression. But I'm wondering if maybe the fact that he's a catcher and how much that just wears on you physically and mentally now, because those catchers basically run the ball game.
2-2. Raleigh hits it on the ground, softly towards short. Ellie into field. He'll flip it over to first in plenty of time to get Raleigh. And there's one gone here in the second inning. Now Josh Naylor stands in. Hey, Reds fans, Kroger gives you more ways to save. Low prices in every aisle, digital coupons in the app, and fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon. Kroger, official grocery partner of the Reds. Now Josh Naylor standing in. First pitch on the way to Naylor, and he takes a look at the strike. Big breaking ball there from Abbott. The count is 0-1. Naylor hitting .253, 8 home runs and 37 knocked in. Abbott back to work now with the 0-1 pitch to Naylor. He swings and skies a towering pop-up on the left side of the infield near the third base bag, just behind it. And it's Key Brian Hayes, a few steps into fair territory, making the catch for the second out in the second inning. With 2 outs, here's Cole Young. Young, first round pick, taken 21st overall in 2022 out of North Allegheny High School in the Pittsburgh area. Pitch off the inside corner for ball 1, 1-0 on Cole Young. Young hitting .256, 13 home runs and 48 driven in. Young made his major league debut last year. The pitch is taken down and away. Debuted last May. Ended up playing in 77 games with Seattle a year ago. A regular this year, swung on and fouled off to the left side. He has played in all 100 games for the Mariners, getting the start at second base. And he's on quite a tear right now. He has homered in each of his last 2 games, 4 for 8 in those 2. The pitch. And Young takes off the inside corner, he thought. But Tyler Stevenson thought it caught the edge.
Pitch is on a ball, catcher's challenger.
So we'll see. We take a peek. And the board shows that it was just a little bit off the inside corner.
Calls confirmed. Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
We heard Terry Francona talk about that a little bit on the pregame today. He was saying, look, Tyler Stevenson has done such a good job with the ABS challenges that have actually encouraged him to maybe trust his instincts a little bit more. Perhaps challenge more frequently if he's convicted enough. Swinging a bouncing ball just foul outside the line at first. Stewart fielding it right behind the bag, but it is a foul ball. And it's a full count, 3-2.
That's going to be a very interesting discussion, really. Do you really want to encourage a guy that has about an 80% success rate to take more chances? I mean, it's only bound to go down a little bit. It's like asking a musician to add a few notes to his song.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Count on Cole Young, left-handed hitter, waiting on Abbott, the 3-2 pitch. Young swings and fouls it back. Still 3-ball, 2-strike count here on Young.
Young's got a nice short swing. I can see why he's going to be a pretty good player down the road. His batting average would be probably going up a little bit, although it's up pretty close to 260 right now. He's got a wide stance at home plate. That's a contact look.
The payoff again, and he takes 2 high for ball 4. So Cole Young works a left-on-left walk. He's aboard with 2 outs. And it brings up the right-handed hitting Victor Robles. Walks are definitely up for Andrew Abbott here in 2026. It's the first walk that he's issued tonight. Now he deals with Robles with 1 on and 2 outs. His first pitch on the way to Robles is a curveball that dives into the dirt, blocked by Stevenson to keep the runner Young at first. Young does have 3 stolen bases, but he's been caught just as much. Abbott readies at the belt and delivers. And this ball is whacked to right field in his Steer, but he'll have to play it on a bounce. To second is Young. He'll stay right there with Steer getting to it aggressively and quickly. But it is a 2-out opposite field single for Victor Robles, and now the Mariners have runners at first and second with 2 outs in the second inning.
Very good defensive play by Steer. Normally with 2 outs, that runner at first on a base hit to right is going to third. But Steer came charging in hard. Guy just has a nose for being in the right place at the right time.
So Buddy Kennedy up now, and the first pitch to Kennedy is a backdoor breaking ball that hangs off the outside corner. The count is 1-0.
You know, when you're Andrew Abbott right here, you really want to bear down right here. You can't let Kennedy, he's batting .071, do damage in this ball game with 2 outs.
Just 1 for 14. Kennedy swings and misses. And now Buddy Kennedy with the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Curveball, changeup, looking fastball, didn't get it.
He got designated for assignment by the Giants in late June, and the Mariners picked him up for some cash. The pitch, Kennedy takes down and away. He'd been spending most of the year down in AAA with the Giants.
Giants were just in here over the weekend.
Former 5th-round pick Kennedy. Abbott behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike, and here he comes. 2-1 pitch is swung on, and that's fouled off to the right side, out of play.
You speed him up a little bit with the fastball right there. I'm thinking that Abbott will probably come with the changeup. Kennedy had a very bad swing at the first changeup he saw. Go right back to it.
Abbott has the sign, readies, checks the runners and throws the 2-2 pitch. And it's swung on and popped up in the air, foul first base side. Stewart over to have a look, but he won't have a play. It's going to be about 3 rows deep, just beyond the Seattle first base dugout. Like, good looking crowd packed in here to T-Mobile Park tonight on a beautiful, beautiful night.
This is the town that is trying to shift back from soccer to baseball.
You got that right. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Sidearm delivery and a comebacker. There's the good athleticism. He throws the glove to first for the out. The ball was stuck in his glove. What an intelligent play by El Duque.
That reminds me of Terry Mulholland 12 years ago against the New York Mets.
And it's a good reminder for all you youngsters out there. If you're going to catch a glove with a ball wedged into it, use 2 hands like Tino Martinez did.
Come to bat here in the 3rd inning. No score, Reds and Mariners. Here in Seattle, Edwin Arroyo leads things off. It'll be Arroyo, Hayes, and De La Cruz against George Kirby. The right-hander Kirby kicks and delivers, and it's a swing and a line drive, base hit into center field. Nice hit right there by Edwin Arroyo. Nice, easy swing, and that's the swing you like to see from Arroyo.
You're exactly right, Tommy. You know, I think he's still looking for his first home run, and it looks like he's trying to swing for it most of the time. There, looking for a fastball, didn't try to do too much, take it right back through the box for a base hit.
So a nice piece of hitting for Arroyo. He's on to start the Reds' third inning, rather. Now Key Brian Hayes is the batter. First pitch to Hayes, and he swings and lines one over short. That's down for a hit in front of the left fielder, Rosarena. And the 8-9 hitters are aboard for the Reds here to start the third.
A couple of get-ahead fastballs turned around. I like the aggressiveness of the Reds. They did that a little bit in Colorado, and they're doing it tonight against a guy that's going to throw you a strike.
Well, the Reds have been swinging the bats better. They have had quite a few 10-hit efforts here in the month of July. Something that is a little encouraging. They've got first and second now. Nobody out, and back to the top of the order for Ellie. First pitch to De La Cruz, and he watches a backdoor breaking ball hang off the outside corner. Now you're in a situation here. Remember, Kirby, you talked about it. Scouting report maybe scared him a little bit. He was very careful with De La Cruz in the first. Eventually walked him. He's got to be more aggressive with him here. See if Ellie can make him pay. The 1-0. And he hangs another breaking ball up and away. And De La Cruz now way ahead of the count. 2 balls and no strikes. And not even a little bit overly aggressive on either of those first 2 pitches.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Kirby wants to throw him a fastball here on a 2-0 count.
It would be a dangerous proposition. Kirby, a long hold. Here he comes. And he does throw him a fastball, but he missed badly outside, and now he's backed himself even further into a corner. It is 3-0 on De La Cruz, and the dangerous Sal Stewart's waiting on deck. This is a situation where you've got to make the Mariners pay. 3-0 on De La Cruz. Kirby to the plate, 3-0 pitch. And Ellie swings, pounds it into the ground to Naylor at first. He throws it high to second. Hayes is out with a shortstop. Emerson coming down on top of the bag, taking the high throw from Naylor. So that's all Seattle's going to get. It could have been worse. A good throw from Naylor to Emerson, and they probably got a chance for a double play, but they have to settle for just the 1 out. And now they're at the corners with 1 away for Sal Stewart.
You know, I think the 3-6-3 double play, or in that case, it would have been a 3-6-1 double play. That's a very tough one to turn. Naylor nearly threw that ball into left field.
Sal struck out his first time up. The pitch. And a breaking ball dives down and away, and it's 1-0 on Stewart. This is a situation here. You know, I was about to say that maybe you want Ellie to stay at first so that the pitcher Kirby doesn't lose his aggressiveness against Stewart. I don't think you'd want to walk Stewart even if first base is open. Line foul, third base side, because you probably don't want to load the bases with only 1 out. But at the same time, it would set up the double play. I just think this is one of those times maybe where you want Ellie just to stay put at first.
Well, I think if he can take second base, you go ahead and get it, because you want a base hit that would score another run. If there's a pitcher out there that could pitch with the bases loaded, it's got to be a strike thrower. Nobody better at that than Kirby.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Stewart. Kirby the hold, and he'll turn and fire to first to check on De La Cruz, who's back safely. Arroyo's the runner at third. Ellie's the runner at first. There's 1 out. No score in the third. Reds are threatening.
I want to see Arroyo get a big lead down there at third base. The third baseman's playing way back behind the bag.
Kirby ready. And here he comes. And it's swung on and lifted in the air. Short right center field. Second baseman out. Right fielder Robles in. It's Robles to make the catch. Arroyo's coming home. Throw to the plate, and they got him by a mile. Never even had a chance to slide. So the Reds come up empty with a golden opportunity to strike first against George Kirby here in the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 0-0. Reds and Mariners on the Reds Radio Network.
Reds fans, the MLB.
And
There's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and drive in a couple of runs. Cranked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "Did you see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Tri-State area's top convenience, liquor, and corner stores. On time, every time. We're proud to be the home team behind your local store. Big enough to deliver and local enough to care. Learn more at Topics.com.
0-0 as we play in the third. He pours in a first pitch strike to Colt Emerson. Now the 0-1 is down low. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Emerson. Boy, a golden opportunity for the Reds to take the lead in this game, and they come up empty. That's one of those you look at and it burns a little bit. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball to first. Backhanded at first by Stewart. He'll take it himself. 3 unassisted to the bag, and Emerson is retired. And there's 1 gone. And I go back a couple of plays because, one, you've got Ellie ahead of the count 3-0. And he hits a ground ball to the first baseman. That's a situation there where you want to see him get a really good swing off a pitch that he can really do some damage. And he grounds out to first. That was the first out, swinging a ground ball up the middle. And it's by Arroyo trying to make a backhand play on the shortstop side of second. But it's on into center field and a base hit for Randy Arozarena.
You know, I can never get on a guy for hitting a ground ball on a pitch that's coming in at 97. I think that's the case. But, you know, the trying to tag up from third base on a very shallow ball to right field, that opens a conversation as to exactly what is deep enough to try to take a chance on. After all, you've got J.J. Bleday coming up next.
So now Julio Rodriguez at the plate with 1 on and 1 out. And Arozarena draws the throw at first. So, yeah, I think that is the second part of that conversation in that inning. I mean, you really had, for a couple of reasons, an opportunity to get at least 1 home, and you come up empty. So that burns a little bit. Now the pitch to Rodriguez is buried in the dirt. Good block by Stevenson. And it keeps Arozarena at first base. 1 on with 1 out. 0-0 third inning.
I think you always keep in mind what part of the batting order you're in. When you're a runner of third base and you have a chance to make the third out at home, you ask yourself, who's coming up next?
Right.
And can he maybe drive me in?
The 1-0 in there for a called strike. The count is even 1-1. And I know there's certain schools of thought where, well, 2-out hits are tough to come by. So maybe you do want to force the issue at home plate. But like you said, you're right in the middle of your order.
Good old-fashioned baseball discussion.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul. First base side. That's back into the seats and out of play.
Rodriguez was a strikeout victim his first time up. He likes to get his arms extended. He's got long arms, kind of like Ellie, although he's nowhere near Ellie's height. And that's where Andrew Abbott put the ball, but landed it a little bit more outside, changed speeds, and got him really waving at the changeup.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball headed for Arroyo. He fields, flips to Ellie. That's 1. On to first, not in time. Well, it looked like a tailor-made double play ball right at Edwin Arroyo, who was shading up the middle, but it just didn't get it turned in time.
Well, first of all, Rodriguez really flies. He gets out of the box very well, but that probably should have been a double play, a very slow turn to second base. It looked like Ellie got his footwork mixed up a little bit as he crossed the bag.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like the two were in sync right there on that double play. And now Dominic Canzone swings and lifts a lazy fly toward right center. They're both calling for it. It'll be Dane Myers that wins the battle. And his voice a little louder than Steer's.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
That one is looped and caught by Volpe. Nice play by Volpe for out number 2.
Soft dribbler, Rojas, hand play, trips as he throws, still got him at first, wow!
Diving shot by Manzardo. Good feed to Cantello, and he beat him to the bag.
Isaac Collins puts on the cape. He's going to throw toward the plate, runner is going, and here's the play at the plate, and he is out! Gunned down by Billy Cook.
And a line drive, caught by Teray. Takes a hit away from Sanoa. Up the middle and speared by Royce. Robbing Swanson. Positioned perfectly and testing the hamstring as well. Diving catch. Love thy leather. Silky.
A great job by Chad to stay with this ball. This ball was hammered.
Diving stab. Karros out at first.
This is just a fantastic play from Kyle.
KG with a great stat. Gather it cleanly here for the first out. Kuroda Grauer has been outstanding defensively.
Reds come to bat here in the 4th inning, no score. J.J. Bleday set to lead things off. It'll be Bleday, Spencer Steer, and Eugenio Suarez against George Kirby. Kirby's first pitch on the way to Bleday is swung on and grounded foul. First base side of the count is 0-1 on J.J. Bleday. Get that great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM's Philly Kits and Fat Tire, beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Every time you hear that, you have flashbacks to your commercial with Bronson. Up and away on a breaking ball to Bleday, and the count is 1-1.
Makes me hungry. The only song Bronson ever sang that was about eating and submarines and hoagies.
Here's the 1-1. And it's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike now on J.J. Bleday.
There was a movement at one time to do like a 25-year anniversary of that. Maybe we can revive that a little bit.
Ah, there you go. That'd be good. Has that been 25 years ago?
Yeah, I believe it.
Bleday swings, hammers it, but pulled it foul down the right field line. That's into the second deck. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on J.J. Bleday. I mean, when I see the video, I mean, it looks like it could have been filmed yesterday. Haven't aged a bit.
Thank you.
Here's the 2-2. And Bleday sends a fly ball slicing toward the left center field gap. But, boy, Julio Rodriguez, he just makes covering all that ground from left center to right center look so easy. And he makes that catch in stride on a ball that was pretty well hit and slicing away from him. With 1 out, let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Spencer Steer watches a breaking ball in there at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1 on Steer. Kirby, the kick and pitch. Steer takes up and away. The count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. He grounded to third in the first. Waiting on Kirby. Now he's into his windup in the 1-1. A swing and a foul tip. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now on Spencer Steer. Fourth inning is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses is the mellow, balanced Kentucky classic that's crafted for those home run moments. Proud sponsor of the BCL Press Club, presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Enjoy responsibly. The 1-2. A wave and a miss and a high fastball. And down on strike, Spencer Steer. 2 men are out here in the fourth inning. Third strikeout of the game for George Kirby. And with 2 outs, the batter is Eugenio Suarez. Suarez still receiving a nice reception when he comes to the plate. First pitch to Suarez is big swing and a miss and a fastball, and the count's 0-1. Kirby back home with it. 0-1. Another tip foul. Kirby was the first ever player drafted in the first round out of Elon University out in Elon, North Carolina. Not a big school by any means. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it swung on and lined right at the left fielder, Randy.
In a big-time spot here in the 8th. It's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone! Yelich delivers in the clutch. And he left nothing in the tank.
My God, how far did that go? A bomb.
421 feet away.
My goodness.
Christian Yelich, a 3-run blast.
Joining us tonight and celebrating the OC bobblehead. It's time now for the start.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
And dense. Made the hard way, 2.5 gallons at a time. No shortcuts. Ship nationwide at Graders.com. Graders, take...
Leads it up for the Mariners. Bottom of the fourth inning here in Seattle. We are scoreless. Each team 2 hits. Both teams have played error-free baseball. Wave and a miss by Raleigh at a first pitch changeup for strike 1. Raleigh grounded out to the shortstop, Ellie De La Cruz, his first time up. Abbott the wind to 0-1. And Raleigh takes in the dirt outside. That'll even the count. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern donates to support cancer research, education, and care. In the greater Cincinnati area, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this together. Raleigh swings and fouls this one right off of his foot or ankle. He goes hobbling out of the box a bit. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Cal Raleigh. 60 home runs for Raleigh a year ago, most by a catcher, most by a switch hitter, and most ever by a Seattle Mariner. And all that was good for was runner-up in the MVP. I mean, he had a massive year last year.
Lost out to Aaron Judge.
I mean, you've got Aaron Judge in the American League and Shohei Ohtani in the National League. Those 2 guys are virtually impossible to beat for the MVP right now, as long as they're healthy. Raleigh goes the other way, pokes one toward right, but it'll be foul down the line. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Cal Raleigh.
Now, Raleigh had been a pretty good run producer for several years here. 2023, he had 75 runs batted in. In 2024, he had 100, and then, of course, he topped out last year at 125. That's a lot of ribeyes.
Raleigh out of the box. Taking a breather, now climbs back in. Abbott's back into his windup. Here he comes. And Raleigh takes in the dirt outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh with maybe one of the better nicknames in baseball. The Big Dumper.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Raleigh swings and fouls it back out of play. I remember I saw an interview with his mom. And they asked, well, what do you think of that nickname? She wasn't a huge fan. Wasn't her favorite.
I'm seeing a lot of Big Dumper T-shirts around the ballpark, though.
It's caught on, that's for sure. 2-2. A swing and a foul tip. Tyler Stevenson holds on to strike 3. And down on strikes, Cal Raleigh. And the dumper will roll back to the dugout.
Yeah, he jumped on a breaking ball that was down in the dirt. That's a really good curveball by Andrew Abbott. I think of all the pitches that Abbott has had, you know, when he first broke on the scene, his main pitch was that high outside fastball. Now his finishing pitch is that breaking ball.
Here's Josh Naylor, and the first pitch to Naylor's on the outside corner, called strike, 0-1 on Naylor. Naylor popped out to the third baseman, Key Brian Hayes, his first time up. Let's take a look at tonight's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. It's Reds Mariners trivia this series, the 0-1. And Naylor takes strike 2 over the inside corner at the knees. He wants to challenge it.
Pitch is called a strike, batter's challenge.
Mariners have both of their challenges. Let's see. And the pitch was, in fact, a strike. Just did catch the bottom of the zone.
Call is confirmed. Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
So the Mariners and Reds both now with 1 challenge left. This player, who ranks 8th on the Reds' all-time list for career home runs, also played for the Mariners during his career. Who is it? A, Jay Bruce, B, Eric Davis, or C, Ken Griffey Jr.? Pitch is down too low. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Naylor. Well, I'm ruling out Eric Davis because he is 10th on the Reds' all-time home run list. And Naylor swings and sends a fly ball to left. There is J.J. Bleday actually coming on a couple of steps to make the play. Now 2 gone here in the 4th. So it's either Jay Bruce or Ken Griffey Jr.
I think that's kind of a trick question because you're obviously say, well, it has to be Ken Griffey Jr., right?
Right.
I'm going to go with Jay Bruce.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he played for the Mariners.
I think he did too.
Yeah.
Briefly, but I think he did play here. Yeah, Ken Griffey's too obvious. Eric Davis is not 8th. The pitch is swung on and fouled away to the left. So I am going to say Jay Bruce.
And of course, like many other times, we could be outthinking ourselves.
Sure. I doubt it, though. We don't do that very often.
Well, but what we do is consistent.
That's right. Which is the better answer to a trivia question, Jay Bruce or Ken Griffey Jr.? Pitch is taken too high. I mean, when you think home runs, you think Ken Griffey Jr. and Seattle and the Reds, so he's too obvious. So that just doesn't make it a good trivia question. 1-1. Cole Young swings, hits a slicing line drive just outside the third base line. And it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Actually, a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Cole Young. He walked his first time up.
He looked a little bit like Luis Arraez on that little swing right there. Tried to line it inside the third base bag. We've got Key Brian Hayes way off the bag. He's over there closer to the shortstop spot.
I kind of thought shades of Ichiro with that swing.
Yeah, good.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Cole Young. I mean, he does have a statue out front. The 1-2. And again, Young swings and lofts it down the left field line foul.
They're going to have an alumni home run hitting contest here in Seattle. I think Ichiro's coming back for that. I wonder if Junior will be back for that.
You'd hope so, right?
Yeah.
I bet he could still knock a few over the wall.
Absolutely. You know Ichiro can. I mean, he's in impeccable shape.
He probably still takes batting practice every day. Swung on, fouled off the left side. I mean, for years after he was done playing, he was still hitting. So, yeah, I would imagine Ichiro's fully capable. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cole Young. Abbott to the plate, and Young takes a breaking ball just off the outside corner. I'm curious if they've announced the full field for that alumni batting
I have not
practice.
seen that list yet.
I haven't either, but then again, I haven't looked for it.
It's a good idea, really.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. The 2-2. In the air to center. Dane Myers barely moves. Now he'll come in a step and maybe move a little toward.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game, post-game, and everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
23-year-old flamethrower Chase Burns, the 2nd overall pick in 2024.
The pitch blew by you. Strike 3 right over the outside corner, 2 down.
That might be the first time we've seen triple digits from Chase Burns today. Ran that one up there at 100. That's a good time to reach back for a little extra right there to put a guy away. Burns brings it. Swing and a miss. There it was. 99 right on by him. Triolo down on strikes. And the inning comes to a close on Burns' 5th strikeout of the game.
And make it 2. It's a half dozen Ks for Chase Burns.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Davis looked like he had no chance.
That one had a bit of bite to it. He kind of spun that one in the zone to Horowitz for the first batter of this inning hit.
2nd, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a slider. 7 strikeouts for Chase Burns through 5 innings of shutout baseball against the Pirates. It's the Reds 2, Pirates nothing.
Nothing, 5th inning. Check out the all-new totally redesigned, totally hybrid Toyota RAV4. America's best-selling SUV is more versatile, more capable, and more powerful than ever, and built right here in Kentucky. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. Tyler Stevenson leads off the Reds' 5th. Stevenson flew out to the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez, his first time up. George Kirby back to work, and his first pitch is a breaking ball that spins up and in for ball 1. 1-0 on Stevenson. Kirby's back into his windup, and here he comes with the 1-0 pitch. Stevenson lays off a breaking ball that dives down and away. Stevenson, Myers, Arroyo here in this 5th inning. George Kirby back into his windup, and the 2-0. Stevenson watches a fastball down the middle for a called strike. A lot of finals across Major League Baseball, with the Reds being on the West Coast. Kirby turns it loose, and Stevenson takes down and away. It's a little bit of an adjustment when you come out here to the West Coast and you realize the rest of the world's going to bed when you're getting going here. 3-1 to count on Stevenson. Here it comes. And Stevenson looks at a strike at the knees.
Or else you realize the rest of the world has been up for 3 hours.
That's also very true. This is the one time of year where I'm actually an early riser. Payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Stevenson is down on strikes. And by early riser, let's be honest, I just mean getting up at a normal time. I was up about 8 o'clock this morning, which for me is very early.
And you're usually up at least 2 or 3 hours before Cowboy.
Roughly. I'm always surprised if I get a text from him and it's on my phone when I wake up. Dane Myers takes a look at first pitch strike in the outside corner. The count is 0-1. But as I was mentioning, a lot of games have gone final already around Major League Baseball. The red-hot Red Sox won again today. Ground ball up the middle. Sliding backhand stop Young, and he throws late to first. There's just no chance on that play to get Dane Myers. He runs too well, but still a really nice play by Cole Young, ranging far to his right, making the sliding stop on his knees to his backhand and throwing from his knees, but his throw just didn't have enough on it.
Third hit by the Reds, 2 of those by Dane Myers.
And now Edwin Arroyo. Arroyo singled leading off the third. Myers off the bag at first. He's running, and the pitch to Arroyo is a breaking ball for a strike. Throw to second, not in time. It was high, and Emerson went up, tried to get the tag down, but couldn't get the tag on Myers in time.
I think that's a little bit of a good scouting report on the part of the Reds. We told you that George Kirby throws a lot of first pitch strikes, but the other part of that is he throws a lot of breaking ball first pitch strikes. And the Reds took a chance on the very first pitch. Myers in there easily.
6th stolen base of the year for Myers. He stays perfect on the year. 0-1 on Arroyo. And Kirby brings it home. And Arroyo swings, sends a fly ball toward left center field. Julio Rodriguez will just fade over and make the catch. Now 2 away.
You know, Tommy, I think there's a phenomenon going on in baseball the last few years as the velocity of pitchers have gone up. The batters have switched to lighter and lighter bats. But when you swing a light bat, you don't carry the mass and weight that you do in an old-fashioned old bat, and the balls just don't go as far.
Right.
So it looks like you get the ball right on the button, but it dies in left center field.
Now Brian Hayes. Kirby turns it loose. The pitch to Hayes is in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1.
The only batter that I know of, and I haven't really checked out Sal Stewart's bat, but I was looking at some of Ellie De La Cruz's bat. He's going to kind of an old-fashioned 35-inch, 33-ounce bat. That's a big-time bat nowadays, but he's strong enough to wield it.
0-1. Hayes takes off the outside corner. The count is even 1 ball, 1 strike.
You put that size of a bat in another hitter's hands.
Pitch is called a ball. Pitcher's challenging.
Oh, the pitcher, George Kirby, wants the challenge. We haven't seen that much at all. And it was a ball. Now the Mariners are out of challenges.
Call confirmed Seattle is out of challenges.
And that's why we don't see many pitchers challenge.
Everything they throw is a strike.
That's
Just ask them.
Oh, my. But the Red Sox win today with the Orioles 6-5. They've now won 14 in a row. Kirby backs off the rubber.
You know, those that have followed the Red Sox this year never thought that would be possible.
No.
What's Sonny Gray now, 11 or 12-1?
1 ball, 1 strike, and Kirby brings home the 1-1 pitch. Up too high. It's 2-1 now on Brian Hayes. Sonny Gray's kind of an ageless wonder, isn't he? Every time you think he might start to fall off, he just ramps it back up.
One of the best competitors we've ever seen.
Leads Major League Baseball with his 12 wins. Swing and a miss, and now the count is even 2-2 on Brian Hayes, and his ERA is around 2.5. So Sonny Gray just putting together a tremendous year in his first year in Boston. The last time that the Red Sox had won 13 in a row before their win today, Ted Williams was on the team. 2-2 pitch. Hayes takes high, and it's a full count. So they stretch the streak to 14 games. The only streak longer than that in Boston history was when they won 15 in a row in 1946. So they'll be chasing that history tomorrow. 3-2 pitch to Brian Hayes. A swing and a miss, and a foul.
Baker gathers it in, and the AL in a shutout. The American League has now claimed 11 of the last 13 All-Star games.
Vargas sends one deep to left, and a no doubt about it, Vargas second deck bomb.
His father was an absolute stud in Cuba, and now he just homered in the All-Star game.
Pages grounds one towards the middle. Backhand stab by Clement. Heaves a throw and gets him. Wow. Ernie Clement, who's known more for his bat, shows off the glove right here, John.
What a play.
And the American League has pitched the first shutout in the All-Star game in 13 years.
Tough night for the National League hitters.
That's the 15th strikeout. Two-run single, Cody Bellinger. And the American League gets to Sanchez here in the first.
Cody Bellinger, the Ted Williams MVP. There you go, Cody. Congrats. Enjoy it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Basement 12 out surfing. Please drink responsibly.
Klosterman Baking Company is hiring. Get on-the-job training, excellent benefits, 401k, and more. Visit KlostermanBakery.com/careers. Klosterman Bakery, where family values are baked right in.
Klosterman, better, you bet. And Rabbits back to work. Bottom of the 5th inning, still scoreless. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to Victor Robles. Robles singled his first time up. Abbott's 0-1. Breaking ball hangs up and away, and it's an even 1-1 strike count. So far, Abbott has allowed 2 hits. He struck out 3. He's walked only 1. He's retired the Mariners in order twice through the first 4 innings. The 1-1 is lined into center field softly off the end of the bat of Robles. And that'll drop in front of Dane Myers for a leadoff base hit. It's the first time tonight that the Mariners have had their leadoff man aboard. And now Buddy Kennedy. But you're at the bottom of this Mariners order, so if you handle it right, you can still get out of this without any damage done. See if Abbott can work around it. Buddy Kennedy struck out his first time up. Abbott brings it home. First pitch to Kennedy is a fastball strike on the outside corner, and it is 0-1. Other scores around the league have gone final. Giants, who left here and went to Kansas City, lost the Royals tonight 4-3. Brewers 8-3 winners over the Mets. Pitch on the outside corner, well thrown for a called strike, and it's 0-2 now on Buddy Kennedy. No balls, 2 strikes. Abbott sets and fires. And Kennedy hits a lazy fly ball. Shallow right field. Arroyo is out. Steer is in. It'll be Arroyo to make the catch in very shallow right field. And that's the first out. And now Colt Emerson, after grounding out to the first baseman his first time up, Emerson is now just 2 for his last 26. It has been a really tough month of July. Emerson came into this season as one of the top prospects overall in all of Major League Baseball. Now the pitch to Emerson. He swings and fouls it back. He was the top Mariners prospect and has been the last 2 years. But he has been striking out a ton since making his Major League debut back in the middle of May. Abbott's home with the 0-1. And he takes low over the outside corner. That'll even the count at 1-1 strike. Emerson celebrating his 21st birthday today. Abbott's home with a 1-1. And Emerson takes in the dirt outside. It's a 2-1 strike count. Scores around the league are brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Let the good times cruise. Braves also winners at home. They beat the Padres today 3-2. Philadelphia 10-7 over the Dodgers. Picked to first, and Robles easily back to the bag. Cleveland walloped the Twins 13-4. Yankees over the Pirates 8-5. Abbott's 2-1. A swing and a miss. And now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's hard to believe that the Mariners are right on the cusp of a playoff spot in the American League. They came into tonight's game right at 500, 50-50. Half game behind the division leading Rangers. Swung on, and that's fouled away off to the left side. Rangers are currently trailing the White Sox 5-3. That game's in the 9th inning in Texas.
So if the Reds were in the same division as the Mariners, they would only be 3 games behind the Mariners. They're right in the thick of things.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Colt Emerson. A swing and a miss. Got him to chase a high fastball, and Emerson's down on strikes. That's 4 for Abbott.
Well, both these pitchers are on top of their game tonight. Abbott's been really good, and what has so impressed me this year with Andrew Abbott is the adjustments that he has made from the beginning of the year, where he was not effective at all, until now.
First pitch to Randy Arozarena is taken down and away for ball 1.
And it's not easy really to make mechanical adjustments in the middle of a major league year because you're trying to get big league hitters out. But he's raised his arm slot. He's straightened out his front foot a little bit more so it's facing in a better direction. But by raising that arm, he's able to work over the front side a lot better.
Snap throw to first, and Robles just does fall back into the bag. Close. Over at first base. I actually thought maybe Sal had the tag on him by the time Arozarena landed over there, but not quite. Just did get back in safely. 1-0 the count. Abbott throws, runner goes, the pitch is a ball, throw to second, not in time, and it gets by Arroyo and into center field. Robles is up and moving into third base on the errant throw down to second base by Tyler Stevenson. And Arroyo is just having all kinds of difficulty catching the throws down to second base.
You know, I really believe that the infielder's first responsibility is to make sure the ball doesn't get by you and go into center field. So if you see the ball coming in the dirt, get your body in front of it. You know, you just don't want that runner 90 feet away.
And it was a low throw, and it did bounce by Arroyo. The pitch to Arozarena is a strike on a 2-0 changeup, and it's 2-1. But it's still, you're going to get a lot of throws in the dirt because the catcher's trying to throw that as close to the bag as they can.
You can't always pick and tag.
2-1. And it's in the dirt inside, and it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Randy Arozarena. That's just one of those things where Arroyo's got room for growth. 3-1 on Arozarena. And did he go? Checked his swing, but couldn't hold up on a high fastball, and now it's a full count, 3-2.
Or not exactly the kind of hack you want to take on a 3-1 count.
Not even close. It is a half-hearted swing at best. Full count on Arozarena. 3-2. And he left the breaking ball up and away for ball 4. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. With Chris Welsh, I'm Tommy Thraw. Our on-site engineers, Lloyd Glazer. Our studio producer is Sam Niger back in our network headquarters. 0-0 our score. The Mariners are threatening here in the 5th inning with 2 outs. They have runners at first and third, and arguably the most dangerous hitter in their lineup at the plate, and that would be Julio Rodriguez. And then it doesn't get any easier with Dominic Canzone waiting next. The only difference is Canzone's left-handed. Rodriguez, a right-handed batter. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he is hit into a fielder's choice to the second baseman, Arroyo. Abbott's pitch. And it's cued off the end of the bat over toward the Mariners' first base dugout for strike one.
Really great first pitch right there by Abbott. A changeup on the outside corner. Rodriguez selling on the fastball.
So he looks silly, and the count is 0-1 on Rodriguez. Abbott's home with the 0-1. And the fastball misses up and away, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Just did miss a little bit up with the curveball, trying to hit the outside corner. Might have been a challengeable pitch, but the Reds are down to just 1. But that was a big one. Now it's 2-1 on Rodriguez. Here's Abbott. And a swing and a bouncing ball to Ellie. He gloves, throws across to first, pulls Stewart off the bag, and the ball gets away. That'll allow the runner Robles to score from third. Rodriguez reaches down to second base. Arozarena, it's 1-0 Seattle. The throw was wide at first toward home.
Well, Ellie knew that he had to make sure that he rushed this throw, but he double bobbled that ball in his glove. And by the time he got the throw off, it was wide and then kind of in the way of the base runner coming down the line.
I actually don't know if Sal even got a glove on it. The throw might have just hit Rodriguez running by, and I think it did. The Reds kind of caught a break that it hit him, because if that doesn't hit the runner, it really gets away. A swing and a miss and a high fastball to Dominic Canzone, and immediately he grabs at his lower back.
I mean, he took a hack at that like he was trying to swat a butterfly out of the sky.
And he is definitely grimacing in pain now. And the trainer's out to take a look at him. Count Torgerson, their head trainer.
You know, you see more hitters hurt themselves on swings and misses than they do when they make contact.
It's just a little awkward, isn't it?
Well, you have nothing to slow your bat down. At least when you make contact with the baseball, it has a tendency to slow your bat down and abbreviates your follow through a little bit. When you whiff, look out.
He's back in there now. 0-1 on Canzone. Abbott brings it home. Canzone again, same pitch. Went right back up there with a high fastball, and he came up empty again.
That could have been even a little bit higher.
Yeah, 0-2 now on Canzone. By the way, they give Julio Rodriguez an infield hit and an RBI. So no error on that play. Abbott's 0-2 off the outside corner. The left-hander sets, and the 1-2. A swing and a miss. Another break.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee. It was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Reds need a run. Probably a couple. They're down 1-0 Seattle. Elly De La Cruz coming to the plate, and right now we are waiting. The Mariners don't have a center fielder. I don't know where Julio Rodriguez is. So it's going to be an automatic ball charged to the pitcher. Is it? I think it's Julio Rodriguez that's not out there right now.
I think you're right.
Robles is. And now the manager, Dan Wilson, is out talking with the home plate umpire, Dylan Wilson. And the Mariners are going to have to send in a new outfielder. So Julio Rodriguez is now out of the game. Robles is going to go over to center field.
Weston Wilson is coming into the game to play right.
Can't help but wonder if maybe Julio Rodriguez ate some of that bad lettuce.
Or he may just be over at the schoolyard.
Is he over there with you?
Me and Julio.
So now I think Weston Wilson is running over to Robles. He's getting the defensive cards. This seems to be a bit of an unexpected change for Seattle. So Robles now in center field. Julio Rodriguez is out of the game. And Weston Wilson is in right. Also keep in mind that the throw hit Rodriguez. But he didn't look like it really hurt him that much. That throw from Elly on the infield hit. The pitch is down and in. And I have to believe that if he was coming out for injury reasons, they would have had Weston Wilson already ready to go out there. So I don't know what's going on there. Here's the 2-0 pitch to De La Cruz, in for a strike, 2-1.
I think this is a really big at bat for Elly and the Reds here. You've got George Kirby out there who's throwing the ball very well, but he has trouble when the lineup comes up and sees him for the third time. And this is the third at bat against Kirby for De La Cruz.
A swing and a miss and a murderous cut at a 2-1 changeup, and he comes up empty. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He usually gives the Mariners 6 innings because he's so efficient. He just doesn't walk a lot of batters, and he gets that third time through the order quite a bit.
2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. De La Cruz is down on strikes. That's 6 for George Kirby.
Still has that fastball at 96.
It's only 73 pitches for him. So you talk about efficiency. The way you're efficient, you throw strikes.
Yeah.
He's thrown strikes. Reds with just 3 hits tonight. The Mariners with 4. First pitch to Sal Stewart. Swung on and fouled back over our heads. 0-1 on Sal. Stewart is struck out and flied out to the right fielder. Shallow right field. Here's the 0-1. He goes the other way again. This time a deep fly ball toward the right field corner. Wilson on the run, sliding into the corner, but it's a foul ball out of his reach. If you're listening tonight on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Oh, 0-2 on Stewart. Kirby again out of the windup, back and ready to go. Here he comes. And Sal again swings, swats it high into the air, foul first base side, but that is going to end up a row behind the Seattle dugout.
Kirby has been drafted and developed by the Mariners. He was drafted in the first round, 20th pick overall in 2019. That was the draft that Adley Rutschman was the #1 pick. Bobby Witt was second. J.J. Bleday went 4th. He was to the Marlins. And the Reds picked Nick Lodolo, #7 in that year.
Fairly deep draft.
Very deep draft. Corbin Carroll in that draft.
Wow.
C.J. Abrams. On and on. There's a lot of them.
0-2. Kirby throws. Soft ground ball right back up the middle. Handled by the second baseman, Young, on top of the bag. And he throws on the run in time to get Sal Stewart. That soft ground ball awkwardly sent Kirby to the ground, trying to make the twisting grab against his body. He ended up falling with his legs collapsing right underneath him, right to the seat of his pants.
It was one of those change-up line drives where you get the pitcher off kilter a little bit.
It's a 4-3 ground out, though. 2 away, and here's J.J. Bleday. Kirby's kick and pitch, and Bleday takes changeup off the plate. Ball 1. One and 0, the count on Bleday. A swing and a bouncer over by the Mariners dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike on J.J. Bleday. Bleday twice is flied out to Julio Rodriguez in center. Now time called. You know, going back to the position change, or the defensive change that the Mariners made, I thought Victor Robles was preparing to play right center field, and the Mariners were just were maybe thinking about trying to play on until Rodriguez was back available again. The pitch swung on, popped up foul, third base side. Buddy Kennedy is over there, and the foul.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998, Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, the end is where he's out. Yes, sir. That is out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
2-2 to Chaparro, who crushed this one out to deep left center. This ball is hammered and out of here! Over the buses, over the food truck out next to the Nationals clubhouse. Andres Chaparro, a mammoth homer here in West Sacramento.
Dan, and this one had to be the longest one of the year. 467. It just came down. I mean, they're celebrating right now with Andres being like, look, you hit that 107, but it just landed. Oh, my.
American mustard. Some things just belong together. Family owned and Ohio made, Wilbur's Mustard has been a Reds game day favorite since 1905. If you're at the ballpark or watching from home, top off your hot dog, burger, or brat with Wilbur's Mustard.
Allowed in the bottom of the 5th inning. Seattle has a 1-0 lead. 1-0 pitch to Cal Raleigh, swung on and fouled back. One ball, 1 strike. Cal Raleigh up. And the 1-1. Raleigh a check swing. Couldn't hold up. He went around. Now Raleigh behind the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Ground out to short and a strikeout on the ledger for Raleigh. The 1-2 in the dirt outside, and that leaving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Mariners catcher. Raleigh currently mired and 0 for 14. Missed a month earlier this year with an oblique. don't get the sense that that's the reason for his struggles. Swung on, and that one's fouled back just to our right, underneath us. 2-2 while Pierce Johnson begins throwing now in the Reds bullpen. There does seem to be some action as well in the Seattle pen. Abbott's 2-2. Strike 3 called. Froze him with a changeup at the knees. Split the plate. And down on strikes, Cal Raleigh.
Abbott is really on top of his game tonight. His breaking ball has been good. His location on his fastball. We're starting to make some comments about the adjustments that he's made in his mechanics to be able to get him back in the square. And, just by getting his arm slot up a little bit, he's able to work over his front side, kind of clear out the hip, and get the ball where he wants to.
Now Josh Naylor takes strike 1 at the knees. A fastball from Abbott, 0-1 on Naylor.
And I think the higher arm slot also gives a little extra deception on that changeup.
So nice bounce back outing for Abbott tonight after struggling in his last start before the All-Star break against the Cubs. Naylor tries to bunt, rolls it back just to the left of the mound. Abbott off the mound quickly to it, picks it up and throws just in time to get Naylor charging down the line at first.
When you're a left-handed pitcher facing a left-handed hitter, and that hitter the third time up tries to bunt on you, you've got his number.
2 gone, and here's Cole Young. Young has walked and flied out to center field. Abbott turns it loose. And a wave and a miss by Young. One of the things, you look at this Seattle team, and this is a Mariners team that's been right at 500 this year. So the Reds trying to send them just under the 500 mark. Reds are also a team that's trying to get back to 500. Here's the pitch. And it is a little bit low on the outside corner. Their starting pitching has been a strength for him this year, as it often has been lately. The bullpen has been a little shaky. The 1-1 swung on, and that's fouled back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes on Cole Young.
Well, this is a ballpark that is made to pitch in. I mean, anybody would love to pitch here, especially in the beginning of the year and late in the year when the weather gets cold. The marine layer comes in here, and it is really hard to hit a home run.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Young. Nobody on, 2 outs, and here comes Abbott with his 100th pitch, and it's hit in the air, left field. Playable for J.J. Bleday, who backs up toward the left.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
New pitcher into the ball game for Seattle. They've gone to the bullpen for the first time tonight. So it is a new right-hander.
That Nick Davila, wearing number 82, the right-hander, comes into the ball game now with a pretty good 6-inning stint for George Kirby. They don't really push him more than 6 innings. Even though he had a low pitch count tonight, 6 innings is his comfort level, and he will be in the dugout on the bench for the rest of the ball game. Davila, 18 games, 3.5 earned run average. Not a strikeout pitcher.
Davila's first pitch to Spencer Steer in there for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And I was talking before about the Mariners bullpen. Overall, their bullpen's been pretty good this year, but it hasn't been as good over the last 6 weeks or so. The pitch is a strike. The bullpen ERA is up a run since the beginning of June from where it is on the year. So Reds might be catching the Seattle bullpen at a good time. Plus, they used a lot of their high leverage relievers in that San Francisco series. The pitch is up and in, 1-2 on Spencer Steer. Andres Munoz, Edward Bizardo, Gabe Spire, all pitched on back-to-back days. So now check swing, no swing by Spencer Steer to pitch a slider down and away, and the count is even 2-2. So they might be a little short-handed in that Seattle bullpen tonight as well. But the Reds got to find a way to piece together some hits. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball foul, third base side. Still the best chance the Reds have had. You go back to the third inning. 8 and 9 hitters reached with hits. Edwin Arroyo and Ke'Bryan Hayes. Ellie had a 3-0 count after the back-to-back singles, but on a 3-0 pitch, grounded out to first. Here's the 2-2. And it hit him. Came inside with a fastball, and he drills Steer. And Spencer's aboard to begin the Reds' 7th inning on the hit by pitch. Now, I want to go back to that ground ball that Ellie hit to first. It ended up being a fielder's choice, and Arroyo was the one Ke'Bryan Hayes was the one erased at second base. Boy, that got him right in the ribs. But we talk all the time about if you're a good hitter and you get a 3-0 pitch that's a good pitch to hit, let it rip. You'd like to see that hitter not ground a ball to first base, but you go back and you look at where that pitch was, up and in to Eugenio Suarez, and he bends back out of the way. And Chris, you and I were talking about after we went back and kind of looked at that pitch a little closer. Pete Woodworth, now the pitching coach of the Mariners, are going to go out and talk with Davila. And I think we were both in agreement that the pitch was a pretty good spot to swing 3-0 if you're Ellie.
Yeah, round ball, round bat.
Yeah.
I mean, a little movement on the baseball. That's what big league pitchers get paid for. And that's why good hitters nowadays in the major leagues are hitting 260.
Right. So you look at the result, it's easy to pick on Ellie for swinging 3-0, but it's probably a pitch you want him swinging 3-0 at. Might be the best pitch he's going to see in the at-bat. It just didn't work out, and then the Reds got the final out on a shallow fly to right when Arroyo tried to tag up, and it appeared to be a little ill-advised. Didn't work out for the Reds, and the Reds are still scoreless. 1-0 Mariners. The visit to the mound is over. It's 1-0 on Eugenio Suarez after Davila drilled Spencer Steer in the ribs. Davila sets ready. The 1-0. And he misses with a fastball down and in, and it's 2-0 on Eugenio Suarez.
He's trying to bury that sinker down and in, Davila is. He's a sinker ball slider pitcher. I'm thinking on a 2-0 count he's going to throw up the breaking ball.
2-0. And it's in there for a called strike on a slider.
Spent 6 years in the minor leagues, Davila did, before finally making the big leagues here at age 27.
Here he comes. Swinging a ground ball to third. Handled by Kennedy to second one and around to first, double play. 5-4-3. And 2-men are out in the 7th. Brings up Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson has flied out to center field. He is also struck out. Right-hander readies and delivers to Tyler Stevenson, and the pitch is a little bit up and in for ball one on a first pitch slider, and the count is 1-0. Action in both bullpens. Cole Wilcox and Jose Ferrer. The slider misses off the outside corner. 2-0 now on Tyler Stevenson. Pierce Johnson continuing to loosen in the Reds bullpen. He'll probably get the bottom of the seventh. Ground ball by Stevenson over toward the Reds dugout. The 2-1. On the ground, sharply towards short, but to his left. Emerson Fields throws, got him.
On the ground and back it up. Bichette. He will two-hop it over, and he is able to get Bohm. Looks at the wall. It's gone. Into the trees for the 9-hole hitter, Francisco Alvarez.
Strike three called inside corner to end the inning. Christian Scott has struck out 7 Phillies through 5 scoreless innings. Beatty swings and drives one right field to the wall. He'll turn and watch it fly. Brett Beatty, a solo home run, gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. To left, Marsh going back, it's over his head. He turns and it's gone. It's snuck over the railing and left. Francisco Alvarez with his second home run of the game. The Mets have clipped Nola twice in the inning.
Off the bat of Trey Turner, deep to left field, and that ball is gone. Home run for Trey Turner, number 11 on the year.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ball in the dirt for Devin Williams. His 14th save this season and the 100th save of his major league career.
Seven 655-5018 or visit mulchamerica.com for more details. Located at 2483 State Route 22 and 3 West Wilmington, Ohio.
Grader's handcrafted French pot ice cream. Rich, creamy, and dense. Made the hard way, 2.5 gallons at a time. No shortcuts. Shipped nationwide at Graders.com. Graders, taste the greatest.
Johnson will come in relief of Andrew Abbott, who had a really fine outing tonight. Abbott went 6 innings overall, and he leaves the ball game down 1-0. Johnson comes in. The Reds are Johnson's 7th team, and the big hard-throwing right-hander with a big overhand curveball comes in here to face the bottom 3 in the Mariners' order.
Victor Robles, the first to face Pierce Johnson. First pitch on the way is a wave and a miss. Call to the bullpen, presented by Wolbers Mustard. Wolbers Mustard, let's put some mustard on it.
Well, Robles was looking for some mustard, and he got the hook.
0-1.
He's lucky he didn't hurt himself.
Here's Johnson with the 0-1. Robles lays off the curveball that dives off the outside corner. Not leaving the count. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Robles. Johnson to the plate, and it's hit on a soft hop by the first baseman, Sal Stewart. That'll bleed into right field. He had thoughts of going to second, but he will hang on right there.
You know, that's a situation where Robles is really trying to hit the ball right inside the first base bag. He got a breaking ball on the outer part of the plate. He looked terrible on that pitch in the first pitch of the at-bat, but he was able to almost get it right on the end of the bat into shallow right field. Again, another good play by Steer to keep him at first base.
Now with Buddy Kennedy due up, the Mariners are going to go to their bench. And instead, this will be Luke Raley. So Raley off the bench to hit. He is a left-handed batter. Johnson comes set. And here he comes to Raley. And he spins a curveball high and outside for ball one. Throw to first and back in safely. Robles with a head-first dive. Robles does have 6 stolen bases on the year, 7 now after he stole second in the 5th, and he scored the Mariners and this game's only run. The 1-0 to Raley. Swing and a miss on a backdoor breaking ball. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pretty good curveball right here, but this Ohio State native, native of the state of Ohio, born in Hinckley, Ohio, Raley's got 15 home runs. That is tied for the lead here with the Mariners. Dangerous hitter.
The 1-1. Swinging a line drive, base hit, right field. Robles makes the turn at second, and he's digging for third, and he will make it without a throw. So the Mariners have runners at first and third with nobody out against Pierce Johnson after that pinch hit single by Luke Raley.
Really not all that bad of a pitch by Johnson. It was a breaking ball down, out, maybe even on the edge of the plate on the outside corner, and Raley just went right down there to get it.
Now Colt Emerson, he throws, and a swing and a tip foul for strike one.
Well, the good news here is, Tommy, you're down the number 9 hitter in the order. You got a Rosarena next, and you have no Julio Rodriguez in that number 2 spot.
The 0-1 swung on, fouled back, and the count is 0-2. It's a good point. Key Brian Hayes pretty tight at third base. The Reds will still sacrifice a run for a double play up the middle. The 0-2 pitch to Colt Emerson. And he just missed off the outside corner. Tried to tickle the edge there with that fastball. Perhaps tease him and see if he'd chase, but he didn't.
And now you come back at the same spot, but with a breaking ball that'll touch the edge.
The 1-2. Swung on in the air. Left field should be plenty deep enough to get the run home. It sends Blade back. The catch is made. The runner will tag and score at third. 2-0 Seattle. Sack fly to left for Colt Emerson. He gets the job done. His 21st RBI of the year on his 21st birthday.
It's a pretty good bit of execution by the young hitter right there, because he got a pitch that he wasn't going to really hit for a base hit, but he could get enough of it to just hit a lazy fly ball to left field, score a run.
Now Randy Arozarena with a runner at first and 1 out. Johnson throws, and he gets a curveball to drop in for a called strike. Arozarena has been on twice. He's batting for the 4th time. Flew out to right field his first time up. He is singled and walked. Here's the 0-1. Good breaking ball right in for a called strike, and it's 0-2 on Randy Arozarena. He has wanted nothing to do with the first 2 hooks. Now the 0-2 pitch. Down and away. Fastball missing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner has the lead at first. And here's the 1-2. Ground ball through the right side. Base hit. Into second is Raley holding on the single to right field by Randy Arozarena. Third single of this inning. Second hit of the game for Arozarena.
Just a little slap hit to the right side. Would have been a double play or so if you get right at a hitter or right at the fielder, but nobody home over there on the right side with the first baseman holding the runner.
And after Weston Wilson was used defensively in place of Julio Rodriguez, after Rodriguez had the infield hit in the fifth, Wilson will now bat. So Weston Wilson at the plate. Wilson has split his season between Baltimore and Seattle. 220 hitter, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Right-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. Here it comes. Swinging and a miss, and he throws his bat straight back to the backstop. Right into the brick backstop. It's probably hard on the bat. So he'll go up, get a little pine tar, and make the bat sticky.
Maybe some Manny Mota stickum.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he goes to, the stick.
Pitchers like that too. But they're checking for him nowadays.
Yeah, that's frowned upon these days.
All that good stuff we used to do.
We or they?
They.
That's what I thought. First and second, 1 out. 0-1 the count on Wilson. And Pierce Johnson to the plate with the 0-1 pitch. In the air, right field, slicing toward the corner, and Steer won't get it. That's going to drop fair. Extra bases for Wilson. 1 run home, Raley. Right behind him, Arozarena will slam on the brakes around third and stay. An RBI double into the right field corner by Weston Wilson. 3-0 Mariners.
The Mariners are putting on a clinic on how to hit the ball behind the runner in opposite field. That ball was a breaking ball and a good spot by Pierce Johnson. And Wilson just took it right down the right field line. That is the 3rd opposite field base hit in this inning.
A masterclass in situational hitting by the Mariners here in the 7th inning. Terry Francona's got to go make another Wilbur's Mustard pitching change. Wilbur's Mustard, let's put some mustard.
Jim Thorpe's resume reads like a work of pure fiction.
So he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He got Olympic medals for the decathlon and the pentathlon.
He's the greatest at
I thought I was
everything.
an athlete, Lindsay. Thorpe finished his Major League Baseball career with the Boston Braves in 1919, where he played alongside an outfielder named Les Mann.
He invented this particular projector.
And this is not all he's done, right?
He started championing to get baseball into the Olympics. He finally succeeded for the 1936 Olympics, which was held in Berlin.
The German government had discouraged other nations from sending Jewish and black athletes.
We sent over Jesse Owens, and we sent over Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's older brother.
Trailblazers like Thorpe and Robinson certainly lit the way for countless others to follow. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Big and small, so you can live the life you want to live for generations. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
Ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
Caleb Ferguson comes in, our Wilbur's Mustard pitching change. The left-hander, the Midwest native, comes in, and you're going to see him probably attack the strike zone a little bit with some breaking balls, especially sliders, to the first batter that he will face, which will be Dominic Canzone. I imagine it's on his mind right now is to try to get a strikeout out of that first batter with runners at second and third. You've got no chance for a double play, but you can get a strikeout and an out, and you're out of the inning.
And it looked like Terry Francona had a pretty deliberate message for Caleb Ferguson when he brought him into the ballgame. So we'll see how it goes here.
I was trying to read lips there with Terry Francona because he put his hand right on Ferguson's chest, looked him right in the eye, and he says, I want you to, and maybe it's go right after Canzone right here and get a strikeout.
Well, he continues to look at his sheet. Does Terry Francona of the Reds dugout. Runners at second and third base.
They're going to walk him.
One out. Well, you've got a left-on-left matchup, so they're going to go ahead and walk Canzone even with the left-on-left matchup. And Canzone looked to be a little perplexed.
I think really what Terry Francona is trying to do right here is play the odds. Raleigh's having a bad year. I mean, here's a guy that came in second in the MVP last year, and you walk a batter so he can face a left-handed hitter. That doesn't make sense unless he's really struggling, but you've got a chance for a ground ball double play.
So that's what they're going for, the pitch, and it's swung on and well hit. High and deep to left, and that is a grand slam. On the first pitch to Cal Raleigh. A grand slam into the Reds bullpen. This is a 6-run Seattle seventh.
Raleigh didn't wait long. It was a breaking ball that he threw right down Broadway, about thigh high on the outer third of the plate, right where Raleigh would put it if he had a tee.
You can't center it up in the middle of the zone any more than that. And now Josh Naylor swinging a ground ball off the glove of the pitcher, picked up by Key Brian Hayes, but he can't find the handle. That'll be a base hit for Naylor. Boy, you want to talk about unraveling. A soft roller that looked like it was right back up the middle. It knocks the glove off of the pitcher Ferguson, and then Hayes can't find the handle after getting to it, and that's an infield single for Naylor. And the beat goes on for the Mariners here in the seventh. And Chris, that's a decision when you walk the left-handed batter with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. No doubt it'll be second guessed, but I get what Terry Francona was trying to do, and you couldn't have outlined it any more right before the pitch was thrown.
Well, I mean, it's logical strategy. You're thinking the easiest way to get out of this inning to a struggling hitter, get a good breaking ball in there, maybe get a ground ball and get out of the inning. The Reds needed to get out of the inning, and Raleigh just jumped on a hanger.
Ground ball to Arroyo. This should get the Reds out of the inning. To Ellie, back to first. It won't. Again, the Reds unable to turn the double play on a ball that looked like a tailor-made double play up the middle.
It was tailor-made double play. I mean, that is 4-6-3 waiting to happen. And for the second time tonight, the Reds aren't able to just play regular defense.
And the Reds, who on a ground ball like that have been automatic on double plays this year, just are not able to turn them right now for whatever reason.
I really think part of that is the fact that the second baseman, Edwin Arroyo, just not charging the ball enough. Kind of waiting back on a ground ball, and you don't give your shortstop much room for error at all. He's got a rush to throw, Ellie does. You got to get him the ball quick if you're going to turn a double play, especially with a guy that can run a little bit.
And the only the only variable in that equation from when the Reds were automatic with double plays to where they are now, where they're having difficulty turning them, is the second baseman. Because when Matt McLean was there, it's
defense was being made.
Yeah. 1-1 on Victor Robles, the 1-1 pitch. And it's in the dirt. Check swing didn't go. 2-1. Robles started this inning with a base hit. And it was opposite field hitting for Robles that got the inning started for the Mariners. Little did we know at that time it was the opening act of a 6-run frame. 7-0 Seattle. Ferguson throws, swinging a foul back, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Robles. Two balls, 2 strikes on Robles. Ferguson's pitch. Another bouncer toward the middle. Arroyo gets tangled up with the second base umpire, and the ball will get by into center field for a hit. I mean, everything's going Seattle's way now. Bill Miller set a perfect pick on the second baseman, Edwin Arroyo, that kept him from getting to that ground ball.
Well, try as they might to get out of the way, sometimes umpires just don't do that. And Bill Miller is not the most agile of umpires, and he did get right in the way of Edwin Arroyo. There is no call on that. It's not umpire interference. There is umpire interference, but it's not on that play. I can tell you Bill Miller feels bad about it, but...
No, there's no...
Baseball's brightest stars take the field for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Baseball brings us together.
Last time you guys went head-to-head, it was a little more stressful. This is a little more chill of a day.
This is much better. I can give Schneider a big old hug.
All is right. Mike Trout is playing in the All-Star Game.
And the Yankees have all 3 runs batted in.
Front door sinker's probably a bad idea, huh? Let's do it. Juan's got a look on his face like, man, that's nasty. How about a 3-strikeout first inning? Technology break.
In every voice rising from the crowd, there is hope. Oh, what a play, Ernie Clement.
Wow.
In every at-bat, the opportunity to take your swing and to write your place in history.
Wow, that ball is absolutely destroyed by Miguel Vargas. The American League has pitched the first shutout in the All-Star Game in 13 years.
Cody, congratulations on the 2026 All-Star Game MVP.
It is the top of the 9th inning and the last call for the Reds. They are down 8-0, and they will face a new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners. Right-hander Michael Rucker, 32-year-old, originally drafted by the Cubs. For the Mariners this year, he's been in 13 ball games, 0-2 record, earned run average over 5. And even though the Mariners were a little bit short in the bullpen, at least in their high leverage arms, they don't need him in this inning.
9th inning, Reds are down 8 8-0 Seattle in the 9th. Sal Stewart to lead it off. Sal's 0 for 3. First pitch to Stewart is in for a strike. The count is 0-1 on Sal Stewart. Here's the 0-1. He swats it into the seats down the right field line, foul. 0-2. Join the Reds July 27th through 29th when they take on the Guardians, presented by Kroger. Zero hunger, zero waste. Get your tickets for the battle for the Ohio Cup now at reds.com/tickets. The 0-2, again fouled over by the on-deck batter J.J. Bleday. And it's 0-2 on Stewart. Right-hander Rucker from the belt delivers, and Sal checked his swing but went around on a pitch up and in. He doesn't like it, but he will head back to the dugout down on strikes. Well, 1 gone in the 9th. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. Copyright reminders provided by Dinsmore, the official legal counsel of the Reds. J.J. Bleday swings and fouls it away to the left side. That's out of play. Well, one of the top men of the Reds rotation. Chase Burns will take on the former top guy in this Reds rotation, Luis Castillo, tomorrow. Again, a 9:40 start. Airtime 9:10 Cincinnati time across the network. Grounded foul. First base side by Bleday, down to the count 0-2. Burns looking for his 12th win of the year. He is 11-1 with a 2.54 ERA. Castillo spent a little time in the Seattle bullpen this year. Is 3-8 with an ERA just south of 5, 4.93. And J.J. Bleday watches a curveball hang off the outside corner. 1-2. The 1-2. Strike three. Bleday caught watching. Backdoor breaking ball will snap J.J. Bleday's hit streak at 9 games. And there are 2 gone in the 9th inning.
Well, the one thing about Castillo, we're going to talk about a little bit more tomorrow, but he started out terrible. His first 9 starts were awful, but his last 8 starts have been pretty doggone good. So he is trending, at least for the Mariners, in the right direction.
Strike on the inside corner as Noelvi Marte bats. Marte hitting in place of Spencer Steer. The 0-1 and a wave and a miss. Of course, Marte was part of that Luis Castillo trade when Castillo came over to Seattle from the Reds. Andrew Moore, Edwin Arroyo, Noelvi Marte, and Levi Stout all involved in that trade. 0-2 the count on Marte. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul, third base side. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 out. Rucker trying to strike out the side, and he does. A swing and a miss, down on strikes and a high fastball, Noelvi Marte, and Rucker strikes out the side to nail down an 8-0 Mariners win over the Reds tonight in Seattle. We're back to wrap things up right after this on the Reds Radio Network.
Join the Reds July 27th through the 29th as they take on the Cleveland Guardians in a 3-game series presented by Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste. Tuesday the 28th is another Tarps Off Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday. Fans can enjoy select $3 beers, $2 Barras hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups, and cheer on the Reds from the Tarps Off section in the Kroger bleachers. Don't miss